What's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
All right, today, answering your questions. Today's question is on dress code in both the minor leagues and the major leagues. And so I'm going to go through what I experienced as far as dress code goes in both minors and the majors. It also depends on the organization. And so every organization was a little bit different. Now, keep in mind, I only played for one organization in the major leagues, but I played in the minor leagues for 5 different organizations. And so I can give you some insight into all this. So let's start off in the minor leagues. What is your dress code, both at home, on the road, and when you travel? Again, it really depends on the organization you're with, and these may have changed since I last played. I haven't played since 2013. Okay, let me stop real quick. It also depends on who your manager is, because I've played in certain organizations that have certain rules, but then the managers can also kind of make their own rules, okay? So when it comes to dress code in general, and let's just talk about not so much our actual clothing, but let's first just talk about, hair, beards. I guess that is also hair. I call it hair. I don't know how to pronounce it. I say things weird from where I'm from. But hair, okay, facial hair and hair on your head, okay? Most organizations that I played with wanted you to be somewhat clean cut as far as your hair goes. So when I was with the Padres, and again, I think most teams, you couldn't have hair that went below the collar, I think is what they wanted. Now, some teams got a little bit more, that were a little bit more lenient with that than others. I do know that I had pretty long hair when I was with the Padres. Luckily it was pretty curly. They never really made me cut that, but in the minor leagues, like if you got super long hair, they would make you cut that hair. Now, as far as facial hair goes, when I was with every organization, didn't really matter. You could basically wear a beard however you kind of wanted it. I always had like this scruff right here. No one ever gave me any issues with that. Okay, so that was with 4 of the organizations I was with. Now, when I went to the Yankees, it was different there, and so the hair policy for the hair on your head was still the same kind of policy, but the facial one was not. And so I've told this story. I actually just told it a couple videos ago. You had to be clean shaven. I mean, real clean shaven. They wanted you to take a real razor and shave your face basically every single day. And that's something that I just don't do. I've never done that. Like you can see right now, I just shaved yesterday. This is what I like on my face. I don't like the feeling of having absolutely no hair on my face, all right? And so I got yelled at when I got sent over there mid-season. First thing, I showed up to the clubhouse, and before I could even say hello to anyone, one of the coaches said, go shave your effing face, okay? So then I had to go and try to figure out how to use a razor, and I'm cutting myself. And so when I come back to say hello, I've got like, tissue paper all over the place because I've got cuts, and I don't even know. I see my dad do that when I was a kid, like, oh, a little cut, put a little bit of tissue paper there, stop the bleeding a little bit. So I just thought that's what you did. So I probably looked like an idiot. But it was really, really bad, okay? But other than the Yankees, no one else really cared as far as your facial hair went. Now, let's go into dress code. And again, this isn't uniforms. This is like when you're traveling on the road or when you're showing up to the ballpark. So typically in the minor leagues, showing up to the ballpark, I never really had any strict code. It was just basically don't look like an idiot. So you could really wear whatever you want. But there was in AAA, especially with the Padres, they wanted us to wear a collared shirt every day. And I didn't experience this I don't know if I experienced this with any other teams, but the Padres, when I was in AAA, and this I think was our manager, I had the same manager every year in AAA, he wanted us to wear a collared shirt. So you could still wear jeans, but you had to wear a collared shirt to the stadium. And I didn't wear any collared shirts really ever. I don't think most kids probably do. I don't think anyone says, I mean, some people might, but I don't think many people say like, yeah, I like wearing collared shirts all the time. I personally didn't do that. And so I would just go to the store. I remember I went to the store and bought like probably just like 2 or 3 collared shirts that were like $5. I just wear the same one every single day to the park. So when I had to go to the park, I'd throw it on. I'd go to the park, take me a couple minutes to get there, take it off, play the game, wear it out of the park, and then put my normal clothes back on. And so I just used basically the same shirt every single day. I wore it for like 10 minutes a day. All the other minor league teams that I played with, you could just wear pretty much whatever you want. Again, just don't look like an idiot. But I never had any issues with that. Was never told to change out of my normal clothes that I was wearing. Now, traveling in the minor leagues, again with the Padres, and I was with the Padres the most. The Padres were actually the only organization in the minor leagues where I traveled via plane. All the other AAA teams that I played with in the minor leagues, we were on buses. So when you travel on the bus, you could wear whatever you wanted. So the Orioles, we traveled by bus. The Indians, we traveled by bus everywhere, I think, while I was with them. The Yankees was all by bus, and then the Nationals were all by bus. So we didn't have to dress up. When I was with the Padres, we flew in AAA, and so we had to wear a suit. We did not have to wear a tie, but we did have to wear a suit. And so I actually got in big trouble for this one year because I was injured, but I had shipped my suitcase and everything with the team. So at the end of spring training, I packed up my suitcase with my suit and everything in it, and I shipped that out so I didn't have to worry about it because I was injured for a little bit. It wasn't a major injury this year. I know I had a lot of injuries. And I was gonna meet the team wherever we were going. I figured it'd be like 2 weeks or so. So I shipped everything there, and I just kept a few things of clothing, right? I probably wore the same thing every day. I still kind of do. And so I shipped my suit out. So when I showed up to meet the team, I flew in and I didn't have a suit on. I figured, all right, I'm just meeting the team somewhere. I'm flying commercial all by myself and all the team. And I got there and our manager was not happy. And he said, I expect you to be in a suit by the time we leave. And I was like, I was 20, at that point I was probably like 22 years old or so, which seems like an adult, but in my mind I was really like, when it came to life skills, I was like 12 years old probably, and I was like, a suit? I'm like, I don't know how to buy a suit. My mom bought me my first suit like that I was wearing. Like, I don't know what to do. How do I buy a suit? What do I do? And so I just was like, I'll buy it when I get back to Arizona, when I get back to Portland, Oregon. Because we were on the road, and I was like, I don't even have a car. Like, I don't even know how do I get to the mall? I guess you can take a taxi. Back then there were no Ubers, and I'm like, I got to take a taxi to a mall or someplace to buy a suit. Well, we have games every day. I was like, I'll do it once I get back. And he was not. He flipped out on me. Actually, flipped out when I showed up without a suit on. So that was my experience there. Now, in the big leagues. And actually, hold on one second. Let me go back one more time, okay? Because I do have another story that I felt like an idiot. My dress shoes one time this is a long story. I won't get into the entire story. But my dress shoes somehow were in my car, and my car got towed, all right? So I don't know what the hell happened. I parked in the wrong parking lot, and I had to get to, he was not happy with this one either. We had to fly out one morning. And so I went to get in my car. I don't know why my dress shoes were in my car, but they were. And my car had been towed. And I didn't have time to get I had to get to the plane. I had to get to the bus to go to the airport to fly out. So I had no dress shoes. So I wore my suit and I wore sneakers. And I remember showing up to the airport in my sneakers, and he was like, what the hell are on your feet right now? And I was like, they're sneakers. I said my dress shoes were in my car and it got towed, and I don't have time to go get the car, and so I'll get it when I get back. And he was not happy that I had sneakers on. But what the hell was I supposed to do? I literally was like rushing to the bus to get to the airport. So anyways, I had a couple rough run-ins with my manager, who was a great guy, but I had rough run-ins with him when it came to dress code in the minor leagues. Now, again, I didn't have to do that in any other place because it was all buses in the minor leagues, so that was fine. Now, when you get to the major leagues, in the major leagues, you have to wear a suit. And so it's basically the way they did it in AAA with the Padres, I guess, is preparing you. They said, well, you're going to be in the big league soon. Hopefully, you guys are going to be in the big league soon. And so let's get you prepared right now for what it's going to be like in the big leagues. And so in the big leagues, you do have to wear a suit when you travel on the team plane. So even though it's your private chartered plane, you have to wear a suit. You can't, at least, again, when I was there. Now, there's some teams, I know that, like Joe Madden a lot, he'll have guys wearing like, I don't know, I've seen them wearing like Hawaiian stuff, and they have all these different days. I personally never had that when I was with the Padres. I wasn't there long enough. Maybe we did have one. I just wasn't aware of it. But every day that I flew, it was always suit and tie, except for when I had to wear my Hooters outfit during rookie hazing. If you haven't seen that, you can type it into the search in YouTube and it'll come up. Actually, you'll see some pictures of me. I'm sure most of you don't want to see a picture of me in a Hooters outfit, but I did have to do that one trip and it was horrible. So suit and tie. Now, one thing again, I was a horrible dresser. I spent no money on clothes at all. I didn't really care what I looked like. I mean, not that I didn't care. I mean, yeah, I guess I kind of didn't care. I just was like, clothes really aren't important. I'm not going to spend money and waste money on clothes when I don't even know anything about clothes. But I do remember on my first trip in the big leagues, we're waiting to get on the plane, and I had on these shoes that I literally bought for like, I don't know, they were probably like $80. I got them at some like discount thing, but they looked really nice. Like, that's why I got them. I was like, damn, like $80. I'm like, these look kind of fancy. And I remember waiting to get on the plane, and a couple of our pitchers looked down and they were like, they said something about my shoes, and they said like, oh, nice to be, you know, basically like a first round pick or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. You know, these things cost like $3,000. They're Louis Vuitton shoes. I don't even know. Louis Vuitton makes shoes. I don't really know. But anyways, they were like $80. They might even have been less. They might have been $50. Okay. But you had to wear dress shoes. You had to wear slacks, and you had to wear suit. The slack. You had to wear suit. Okay. That's how you did it in the major leagues when you were traveling. Now, to home games and on the road, I wore whatever I wanted. I don't remember there being any dress code. I don't remember. We definitely didn't wear suits, and I don't remember even having to wear a collared shirt. I think we just had to, again, look somewhat presentable, not look like, you know, like you just rolled out of bed. But I don't remember ever having to wear any of that on the road, other than being on the team plane, if I remember correctly. So the team plane is really where the dress code was, again, for us when I was playing. Again, that's just one organization. I don't know what the other organizations do. Other than, you know, again, seeing stuff on TV with Madden, that's one of the teams. You see it with other teams too. It seems like teams have gotten a little bit more loosey-goosey with some of their team travel. Again, there still may be days where they have to wear suits, but I do know they have certain days where they don't, where they can wear, you know, they have different themes and stuff like that. I've seen superhero themes and Hawaiian themes and all that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. Again, it's a little bit difficult because I haven't played with a ton of teams, only 5 organizations, and it does depend on the manager, and it depends on the level that you're at and all that stuff. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into what I dealt with as a player in the minor leagues and in the major leagues when it came to dress code. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.
If you've got hitters that you're looking to improve before the start of next season, this is essential for you. Matt Antonelli here, former major league player, first round pick, and college coach. With this course, we're going to show you exactly step by step how to generate power, develop bat speed, and enhance swing mechanics. Regardless of your hitter's age, this course is going to deliver advanced hitting techniques that will allow any hitter to get better and make an impact at the plate this spring. We have a full catalog of training content that you can access from anywhere at any time. This course is perfect for players, parents, coaches, instructors, and more. It offers a comprehensive package of drills and techniques that you can directly implement. Our course has helped hitters all over the country at different competition levels, and the feedback that we've received has been outstanding. The work you put in now will drive your success at the plate this spring. Get the essential knowledge that you need to take your game to the next level. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.